The Swedish SAAB J21 was without a shadow of doubt the greatest fighter of the Second World War. It suffered 0 combat losses. It was armed to the teeth. It boasted a raft of future technologies that put it in a league of its own. Unlike any other single-engine fighter, it protected its family legacy to this day and was morally impeccable. Either needs to be more polite or more cocky, but it's sitting between them at the moment. I'll go more cocky, I think. I can't remember what the line is now. You may believe that another fighter deserves the title of best, and my claim is quite strange. But in 2 minutes, you will agree with me. The conventional tail dragger undercarriage arrangement was a bad idea for high-power fighters, with shocking numbers of swinging and ground looping incidents, many of which killed or injured pilots and damaged or wrote off valuable airframes. Bad undercarriages were the Achilles heel of fighter designs, most notoriously affecting the Spitfire and the Messerschmitt 109. Fighters were designed to win in the air, but they were often defeated by a bumpy field. The Bell aircraft P-39 Airacobra, or Aeracobra, proved the tricycle solution in the harsh conditions of the Soviet Union, and the German Dornier Do-335, one of the few types that could rival even the 21 for innovation, also adopted the tricycle. The fixation with performance and armament was only part of keeping your pilot alive. The 21 was one of the very first fighters to holistically approach the concept of survival and the prioritizing of keeping an Air Force's most precious asset, its pilots, alive. In 1941, SAAB applied for their first ejector seat patent. Patent. What do Americans say? And in 1942, their first airborne ejection tests using compressed air took place using a test mannequin from a SAAB B-17 aircraft, not to be confused with the American Flying Fortress of the same designation.
Uppfattat.
The SAAB 21 was designed with a pusher propeller, a unique feature that placed the engine at the rear of the aircraft instead of the front. This design allowed for a more streamlined fuselage, better gun installation, improved pilot visibility, and reduced drag. The SAAB 21's ejection seat was partly a response to the need of clearing the pusher propeller and avoiding the pilot being ground to mincemeat. A lot is made of the laminar flow wing of the P-51. The 21 also achieved this, but didn't even bother boasting about it. Domestic aircraft production is a pain in the arse. It's expensive, it's difficult. So buying someone else's or sharing the effort is far easier. Of course, no aircraft are completely indigenous in terms of design, production, and all the components, but some do come pretty close. SAAB, with its neutrality and the presence of a terrifying superpower next door, had to make its own. It didn't want dependency on another country. Oh, fuck. To judge a fighter on combat effectiveness and its combat record alone is to miss a far bigger picture. And this is actually acknowledged in canonical thinking. I mean, you only need to think about the Spitfire's power as a morale booster. The Spitfire's legacy as a defender of freedom was repeatedly dirted in a series of repulsive acts by Britain and various export operators in the late 1940s and 1950s. Not so the squeaky clean SAAB 21. It does seem quite SAAB adverted. The 21 was astonishingly future-proof. Along with the Ac-15, it was the only jet fighter to have been successfully converted from a piston-powered fighter. And no, we don't include the abysmal Attacker. This allowed Sweden to leap into the jet fighter age with alacrity. The SAAB J21 first flew in 1947, 6 months before the US's F-86 Sabre, and this was the 21 with a jet. Oh God, I've got to say a French word. This was impressive. It was even 1 year ahead of France's first jet fighter, the Ouragan. I'm saying it weird.
No, Joe. Ouragan. Ouragan. Understand?
Much of the 21's greatness was how it paved the way for the future of Swedish aerospace. And there were seriously impressive things to come. In May 1954, a new type, the SAAB J29, broke the world speed record for the 310-mile closed circuit. The record had been held by the US F-86 Sabre at 590 miles an hour, but the Tunnan raised it to 607 miles an hour. The Lansen was next, followed by the gorgeous Draken, which achieved a great deal on half the installed thrust of the British Lightning. Then the Butch Viggen, which was probably more survivable than mere top trump stats might suggest. Today's Swedish fighter, the tiny but hard-hitting Gripen, entered service in '96, 5 years ahead of its French peer, the Rafale, and a whole 8 years ahead of the European Eurofighter Typhoon.
No, Joe, that's pronounced Draken, Lansen, Tunnan. No, Joe, it's pronounced Gripen, för in i helvete. Gripen, Gripen.
It was innovative. I can't fucking remember, sorry. Which other fighter boasted 0 combat losses in the Second World War, an ejector seat, tricycle, undercarriage, and was even converted into a successful jet? Not many, right? None. Only the 21. It was fucking great. This weird little stalky undercarriage, fucking dorky ass plane was all right. It didn't actually fight in the war, didn't actually do much. It was kind of average in service, but I'm gonna say it was the greatest fucking World War II shingamy-digamy for the sake of it, for the contrary sake of it, and you're gonna buy it and you're gonna believe it because look at the thing, it looks great. Good night. And we're not paid by SAAB. I wish we were. SAAB, if you're watching, do pay us. No starey eyes. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, you love Warplanes. You will enjoy the Hush Kit book of Warplanes. I've been told not to tell you too much about it, not to be too promotional, but I will say you will like it. If you love your Viggens, if you like your MiGs, have a look online of all the stuff that's inside it. Read the reviews and click on the link below and order one while you can. Oh!